Hello everyone, Brian here again. This I'll be doing a quick review on something that's very special to me. A friend of mine recently came back from Nepal, and when he came back, he brought me a very special gift. And that gift is a handmade kukri machete. Let's go ahead and put it there. This kukri machete has a little side story to it. A friend of mine, the same friend, he went up to the metalsmith and he asked him to make me one of these blades. Metalsmith told him, says, all right, you have a couple of choices here then. You have one that can be made in one day, or you have one that can be made in three. Well, my friend, he was kind of curious, and he said, well, what do I get in one day? He says, well, you get, in one day, you get something that's very pretty to hang on your wall. My friend said, no, the guy that's going to be using this is going to be definitely using it to chop stuff. He says, okay, then come back in 2 days so you could help out with what the handle's going to look like, and on the third day, it'll be finished. So my friend said, all right, and he paid him a whole $20, and he came back on the second day, had the handle design, or he helped with the design handle, and on the third day, he came back and picked it up, and here it is. It's in all its glory. Now, what he told me was he saw that they made the sheath out of recycled boot leather. The sheath itself is hand sewn. The rivets that you see here is actually made from a recycled coin. You can see the hammer marks where it was done. The brass tip, they actually have lots of this. They got lots of brass strips, according to him, and they just go ahead and just bang one out and just basically wrap it around there. As you can see, it's not a perfect fit, but at least it looks, nice. And then there's the riveted handle. It's the handle. He said it was made from a chair leg, so he thought that was actually really interesting. And it was cut and molded. Literally, the metal part of the blade was cut and molded around the handle to the wood to make this handle. Let me get that in focus. There we go. So that should give you an idea. As you can see, again, it's not an absolute perfect fit. You can see where it goes. The little blades here, which are meant to aid in sharpening the blade, are just scrap pieces of metal, and he doesn't know where the wood came from. He thinks that they're maybe just chunk parts off the table leg, but maybe it's just the stain, but they don't look the same to me. So there's that. And then here's the blade. And here's this. It was heat treated, hammered out, basically hammered into this shape, and then it was hand cut on the blood groove on both ends. And if you ask me, I mean, this is their idea of just a simple functional blade. If you ask me, to me, this is more of a work of art. I mean, it's just a beautiful blade. It does come really sharp. It doesn't come razor sharp, but it comes sharp enough that it's meant to chop. I mean, that's what it is. It's a chopper. And if you look closely, you can see the imperfections of the blade here where it got hammered. And anyway, so the same friend said to me, he says, so how does this stack up next to your Gerber Kukri? And I knew that was going to come up sooner or later because I always do my Gerber Kukri for everything. Basically, it is what it is. It's one big piece of metal that gets hammered out. It's treated like all Gerbers are, but it's not handmade like that. This is made in a shop. This is made from a single piece of metal and heat treated to what you see here. I use this for just about everything. I recently took this on a recent expedition and did not fail me, and it's still incredibly sharp. The one thing I noticed, and I said this to him when we were examining the blades, is that the Kukri is considerably thicker than the Gerber, but only in some parts. So if you look at you go to the further tip of the blade, it tends to be a little more thicker. Then when you come down to the middle of the blade, it tends to be just a little bit thinner. You do that to the Gerber, it's the same width all down the entire blade. So that's one of the main differences. So I'm going to go ahead and just pan out here. So you can see the size differences as well. There's a huge size and design difference between the two. I think in its own right, the Gerber Kukri machete is just called a Kukri machete because of the blade design, but you can definitely see the primal differences between the two. Anyways, enough talking. We did a test recently with a old wooden chair. I'm not sure what kind of wood it is. Don't ask. I do know it was hardwood, and it wasn't very easy to cut through. But what I can tell you is that both Kukris made quick work of it. So enjoy the rest of this vid, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.